Welcome to Fresh Talks Global Vision. This is where we open the mic for the voices and we start talking about how we can support ourselves, our others around us about voice awakening. If we keep opening our voice, we get to tell stories, we get to share with people how much we love them, we get to start telling ourselves that we love ourselves. And it may seem kind of corny. Have you ever done that? Where you really look at yourself and you say, I love you. The more that we do it, the more calm we will bring into this world. This series that I'm doing right now, we're in the third conversation. And today we have Grace Bermudez with us. Hi, Grace. Nice to see you.
Hi, Rhonda. So happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy. So Grace is here, and I'm going to share a story about my heart towards her. It's really important how we feel about others, like truly feel, that we really share and love and support one another, because the more that we can create freedom in our space, like we really feel we have freedom to talk what we want to talk about, safety, making sure that we feel safe in our heart, our nervous system stays calm, our health and wellness is connected with that. But also we become very, very smart because we start talking about what authentically is on our mind. The healing part, the freedom, safety, and healing that I love talking about here is that our body keeps checks and balances. The more that we really speak our voice, the more that we really start awakening our voice, the more that we'll get discovery of how we want to show up. We start learning about ourselves authentically. So welcome in. My name is Rhonda Liebig. I'm the host, creator, producer of this show, and I'm so happy to have you here. So there's three questions that I'm asking our experts, and it's really fun because it just feels right timing to just be very strong with like what we're talking about right now. And that's what the series is about. Grace Bermudez, I met her a couple months ago. I found somebody that really challenges me. But before I knew that Grace was going to challenge me, she might not have known it. But the whole morning we were in this mastermind, because we had 2 days in a mastermind. The reason why I really care about her is right away, I just started like poking her. And it was like, I was like saying, I love you, but I didn't know. But I was like saying, man, this woman, she loves homes. She loves to be able to transform somebody's space so that they feel something special. And so I kept tapping her over there going, are you sure that's all you have to say, Grace? No, I don't know about that. I don't know if you said everything. And I just like keep pushing her. And I don't think either one of us knew that us together, we really challenge and uplift each other, but also we're giggly and silly together. We need more people out there like that. If you had somebody in your life that could transform the energy around what you live, what you touch every single day, would you really want to be around her? Well, that's Grace Bermudez. Grace, come on in. Let's have this conversation. And the first question I want to ask you is, with talking about homes, and I know that at a very young age, you knew that this was something like, how can I buy a home? How can I get involved with homes? It was something you truly thought about. Like it was like, you were kind of like crazy. Like you're like, I'm different than everybody else because I want to buy a home. I want to talk about homes. You just were like really in love and infectiously in love with it. There's something very unique about you. Can you kind of add in here about like more depth about what and who do you serve and what you're doing in your business?
Well, I started off when I was very young and I had Breyer's model horses and I had Barbie dolls and I would create the stalls, the homes, everything for these horses and Barbie dolls. So that's where it started. And then I kind of graduated to starting to help with home tours, which is where you put a home on tour and people tour it. And we were up all night the night before, making it look just perfect for the photographers and the people to tour. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I love to do. And so that's when I started doing that for other people. I said, wouldn't this be great that, I mean, if I could do it for other people, I can have not just my house, but I can have everybody else's house too and make it beautiful for them. So my people that I work with, they absolutely love beautiful homes. They like no chaos. They like it to be where they can invite their friends over, they can relax and feel comfortable. And people don't realize how much their environment has to do with their overall feeling of health and well-being. If you don't like the space you're in, you feel closed off and you just feel kind of irritated. And if you love the space you're in and it's organized the way you like it, not the way everybody else says it needs to be organized, but the way you like it, and you have things that you love around you, you use colors that you love in your decoration, it makes you feel better, it makes you feel great, and it also helps a lot with your productivity. So I found that not only do I help homeowners and vacation homeowners give their homes that special knack that makes them feel good and makes them feel confident about inviting guests and working in that space. I also work a lot with people who are getting ready to move and getting ready for their house to be listed, because that's a very stressful time for a lot of people. And we work on that together and make sure they're only moving the things that they love and they're able to move into their house feeling good about their new space as well.
Well, Grace, I have this feeling. I know I was going to talk about this, but I remember when we came into our house about 23 years ago that I started recognizing some things. First off, I really loved my home and I thought, oh my gosh, this is really cool. This is a home that we're going to be growing into. But I left the house very dirty all the time. Like I just would like put things places and I didn't connect with my surroundings and how do I felt about things. But I knew that I was dealing with stress, but I thought that was my life. I'm like, oh yeah, I just feel, and it was like just like this feeling on my skin and inside. And I really did not know how to connect with my experience around what I was living in. And I can remember the first time I started recognizing that when I started cleaning something, organize it, put a color to it, that it lifted me and I thought it was fake. I was like, oh, that's like superficial because, it's all within myself that I should be happy. And I started recognizing that everything that I did that really enhanced the house and the outside, and just different things, I stopped thinking of it as chores. And so, then that was the second layer of this home, that all of a sudden this home seems like a new home to me. Like this year, I spent so much time working on it. So is that some of the things, talking about the people that you work with? I mean, the transformation, if I had to in my life, and I was like way out there miscombobulated, there's so much transformation that you could have done that it would have made me feel like I was a queen. I'd have somebody watching over me. What kind of people do you work with? Are people sometimes really lost and disconnected that way and you're working with them? And what's the different layers and what do you see in the transformation or the vibe? We're talking about, opening our voice, but opening the voice means that we just feel really good inside and that we feel safe and good.
Well, sometimes, Rhonda, they're just too busy. They either have a extremely busy career, they might have a bunch of kids, they're just busy with other things and it's in the background, and that disorganization is noise in the background, but you ignore it and you just keep going until all of a sudden it's like you said, you look at it and you're like, oh. And it happens in the office too. You can be in the office and it's completely in a state of disarray, and things that have to change. Most people, they know deep inside, they're saying, okay, I have to do something about this, but finding the time and finding the energy to do it. And sometimes, honestly, it's just not their highest, best use of their time. And they really don't know how to do it. I mean, for me and probably for you, the organization thing comes easy, as if, like some people are painters, some people are auto mechanics, that comes easily to them.
Yeah.
But for people that I work with, that does not come easily to them. They see the pictures of the show houses on TV and they're like, oh my gosh, that's what I want. I want that. But it's like, oh, how do I do it?
Yeah.
And that's where I step in. It's like, let's go ahead and do a plan. And it's very personalized. I go through the same 5 steps, but the plan is personalized. It's like, what do you want? What is your end result? Do you want something that looks like a TV show house with nothing on any of the surfaces but maybe one item, that kind of thing? Do you want Your walls, what do you need on your walls? Do you need a bulletin board? Do you need art? Do you have art that you'd like to hang up? Because people have a lot of stuff they don't even know they have. And when you frame it and you put it up, all of a sudden you have art. And it was there all along. And the same thing could happen with your tabletops. Maybe there is nothing on there is empty, and you create a vignette, or even in your kitchen, creating a vignette. Yeah. But unfortunately, we all acquire things, and taking the time to go through those things and decide which things really make you happy and which things you would rather not have around, sometimes it's difficulty. And when you have somebody to go through it with you, it actually goes really quickly.
I can really feel that, Grace. I can feel that, and it wasn't very easy for me. I mean, again, I think you are a gem in what you do. Like, I remember having somebody come in here and they were really good at colors and, those things. I'd say that was about maybe 20 years ago, 18 years ago, something like, something like that. And we were asking her, because the trends, we were asking her, well, what color should this wall be? And I would look at it and she would say it and I'd go like, okay, but I didn't have an emotion toward it. It's like, I feel like you are helping people really discover themselves. So they may have stuff that's in disarray and you get to go through it with them, but they get to really say, hey, this is my stuff, but I don't know how to put it together because I don't know what experience I want with them. Like, I think everything has energy. Like when you're in the room, do you really tap into not just what you see, but I mean, there has to be some personalized touch that you can feel. I think there's some holistic thing because of the depths of what you feel about a home that you said personalized. Like, you can really tell me, I was going to put all the words in your mouth, but tell me, like, what is your vibe that you are feeling about what you truly do when you're really working with a family or a person? How is it that you really tap into that? Because we're going to start going into what you see, that the changes that happen when somebody's in that space, and how that really affects our world overall. If we kind of have that vibe in our home, like what kind of transformation we can have. So the first question is like, what do you truly tap into to make a personalized experience for someone?
There's a couple of things. The first thing is I don't make their decisions for them. I guide them, I help them, I show them, but I don't make them their decisions. What they want to keep and what they don't want to keep is ultimately their decision. Yeah. But we go through, okay, what should we have the look like? What do we want to put out on those shelves? What do we want to hang on the walls? Is there a better kind of storage that we can use that we haven't thought about yet? Because a lot of homes have a lot of wasted space. Yeah. It's amazing how many times you'll walk into a closet and you'll look up, and I would say from maybe about 6 feet up, there's nothing. And you have all that space, and maybe you would want to put in, your things you use every day, but for things like suitcases you use twice a year, or maybe your winter clothes that you use for 3 months, you have extra place, and that gives you more space in the rest of the closet for your things. And when things aren't all crammed together, you can see your outfits, you can see what you have. It also helps with overbuying, because when you know what you have, you won't buy it again. But when you don't know what you have, you look and you go, oh my gosh, I need that.
That happens, Brace, that happens in my pantry. Like my husband will go shopping, he'll say, we'll need something, we'll have like 3 of it. We were just laughing about that the other day. It's like, we have a whole new thing over here. You got to know what's in the cupboards. And what you're talking about, I'm getting better at, because I'm learning to be able to see myself more. And it's through, what I do. I think once we start really seeing ourselves, we can be partners with people in like setting up our home and inviting people in, and really believing any shift that you make energetically, that's just going to tap something. You're going to be able to tap into something special that you haven't been able to. It's a very creative space, which we were kind of talking about in the green room too. It's like you get to open up somebody's creativity and things that are around life and, the journey in life. So with your work, what do you feel is like heavy on your heart that you get to be part of in the change out there in the world? because this question, I want you to answer it the way you want to. The reason why I chose this was that I feel like if there's a shift here, there's going to be a shift, throughout everything. Because the more positive we can create the energy around, the more it'll make this world a happy place. So what is it that you're shifting here and that's heavy on your heart?
Okay, what I think the true shift is, and what people don't realize, is your home that you have right now, if it's small, if it's big, if it's disorganized, doesn't matter. You can always improve it. And you can always make it something that you like better, and something that speaks to you, and something that feels beautiful to you and you feel beautiful in. And I think that's really important. And I'm going to read to you really fast the definition that I actually used. I was in a book, the Itty Bitty Bit of Words, and they said pick a word and create a definition. Okay, so I'm going to say this definition, and you guys can listen to it and see if this resonates with you.
Okay.
And my definition was the word organized. And I put the nexus of space, purpose, and placement, creating calm, clarity, beauty, and productivity.
That feels good. I feel that flow too. It's right here. No, move it to the right. No, but no, I really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your heart today. I wish we had more time because I could hang out for 4 hours here. We just keep talking about homes and hanging out, and people would get some good information. Because how long have you been doing this? Because I want them to get in your private group so they can keep up with what's going on with you in Facebook too. But yeah. How long have you been doing this, Grace? Has it been since you were 18? Yeah, buy the home.
I was really young, officially and unofficially, since I was very young. But I started with I was actually a teacher for a few years, and then I started working a lot of the homes. I built a house from the ground up. I've remodeled. I've helped other people when they're trying to make decisions when they're remodeling. So it's kind of something I've always done. And then I started with floral design and doing weddings. And then I started with the home tours, and I'm just like, oh God, this is it. I love helping people do this. I mean, I absolutely love it. I love to give advice, help people with their do-it-yourself projects. And trust me, I don't know everything, and I don't think I'll ever know everything, but I love it. It's just something that just makes me feel really, really good.
I love it. So I see that you do have a private Facebook group here. Your awesome organized home. I'm going to put that in, and it's a link on Facebook. And so I'll get that link in there for everyone. Thank you for your time. And Grace, we need to hang out soon. This is Grace and I have a new beginning of a friendship. We're like, oh, how do we hang out? Today's the first day that we've done some good stuff. Good work, my friend.
Thank you so much. And thanks for having me. Bye, everybody.
I love you. Fresh Talks Global Vision. We did it again. We're on the third of the 10 videos that we're going to be talking about opening your voice. All the information we talked about, when you bring in that energy, it helps you just be you authentically. Appreciate and love you. Love you. Namaste. Bye-bye.
Namaste.